Welcome back to DCWF Point of View, and I'm your host, DCWF. So, I know that everybody who's watching this video, well, not everybody knows this, but so everybody will know this who watches this video. I have 3 different channels, okay? I've got A.C.V. Customized, I've got A.C.V.C. Discussion and Development, and then I have this one, DCWF Point of View. Okay, to let you understand why I have the channels, I really did this because of the YouTube algorithm. From the way I understood it, not that I couldn't have been wrong about how I understood this, but the way that I read it, the way that everybody talked about it, and as I did the research, they said that your channel needs to have kind of a specific niche. It has to have something specific. Well, the truth is that I'm the type of person who does so many different things, and everything I do, even though it goes together, to me, it doesn't always go together with everybody else. Okay? I am an artist. I do design and building as well. On my discussion development channel, I have not done building projects yet because I just don't have the funds to do so right this minute. But as I go along, I do plan on doing some building. So don't worry about that. I do plan on doing building. But mostly I've stuck with designs right now, showing you how I do some of my design work. And no, I haven't done any kind of measurements in it, because the designs I'm doing right now are just rough outline sketches, just a basic design. I'm not going into the full depth because I'm not currently able to build some of it. But today I wanted to turn around and talk about I wanted to actually talk about design stuff. Actually, it goes with the design video. It does. It goes with my design channel, but I don't have a design for you right this second, and I wanted to give an actual discussion about this because this encompasses multiple channels. This encompasses all my channels. This doesn't just encompass one channel, okay? And so I couldn't just have all this on my one channel. And that's this. I started with on the last video that I did. If this video gets posted at the same time frame, either way, right this second I'll just call it the gate video. I've got to name it because I'm filming these the same day, but I haven't named it completely, so we'll just call it the gate video right this second. If that one and this one come on at the same time, then you'll understand why I'm talking about design and where I said that I showed in the dictionary on there what design means. But now I'm coming across this. This is where I wanted to come into this video with. This is what I want to come in with. I wanted to turn around and talk about it. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase this. Design, I was talking about the tools a lot in that video. I was talking about different tools and stuff, and I actually said something about like the ChatGPT, and that's the only one I really know the name of directly. There's tons of AI systems, and this is actually a little bit more of what I wanted to do this video about. And this probably will not be the only video I do about AIs, but I'm going to try to stick with the topic of where I'm at. Design. I've been watching a lot of people turn around and do these designs. One of the channels, John Malik. Okay? If I pronounced his last name right, I hope I did. But, like his channel, I've watched him do a few designs where he used one of the AIs. I don't know if it was ChatGPT or if it was one of the other ones. I don't know which one it was. But he used it to turn and give an idea of what could be built. And as far as an interesting video, hey, it does make one. It makes for an interesting video. I've watched a couple of those videos, and not just from him, from other creators. on YouTube. I've watched a few. It does. It makes for an interesting video, no doubt. But one of the guys I was watching, he was making this joke. His channel is, what was it, man-made. Yeah. He was making a little bit of a joke about the AI system because he put it in for finding the angle, and he was turning giving this thing about what he thought about, maybe it was just turning, being, the way I say it was that, he was trying to make a joke like, oh, the AI was being mean to him, and trying to lead him down a rabbit hole. The fact of the matter is that my personal opinion about AIs is this: people are putting too much trust in them. Okay? Not everybody. And I'm not saying every single person on YouTube or everybody in the world is putting all their trust into it. I think that it's a little bit more of a hype if people actually think that that there's millions upon millions upon millions of people putting their trust into it. I kind of think it's probably a little more of a hype than it is true, but I don't know. And I'm not going to say I know that one, because I don't. The AI system is interesting. And from a standpoint of technology, it is, to me, interesting. I like technology. I watch a lot of different videos for that, for dealing with building a lot of different things. And that's why I like designing and I like building. I don't, on my build channel, truth is as I go along, if I get a chance to, I'm going to build tons of different things, and it's not going to all just be woodworking, and it's not going to all be just in the mechanics. But this AI thing it's about went too far, I think, on part. I've been watching so many people turn around and follow the AI so closely on stuff, and they shouldn't. They're falling into this thing, into this, I don't know, a better way to put it other than like a rut. They're falling into a rut where they're trusting this computer program, and they're trusting, because that's what it is. It's a program. To me, it is a program. I know what artificial intelligence is supposed to stand for, and I know what it's supposed to be, and I understand by the standards, whatever standard tests they've come up with, that these are classified as AIs, and they're classified as artificially intelligent, and that they're almost to the point of supposed to be their own being. But they're not. Everything that I see about them, they're a computer program. Just like any other program we've ever had. People have been turning around and swearing by the AI system, and I've been seeing technology, and I've seen some of the technology that we've had for all of these years, and the only thing the AI is doing is just reusing it. The AI is just using what we already built. That's all it's doing. It's not doing anything that we already couldn't do. It's doing it faster, and it does it maybe more accurate based upon what a camera sees than what a human being sees. That's why artists are the way they are. Artists see things differently. When we see to turn around and do a picture, we see a different way of describing what we see to other people. The pictures just look different to us. The images look different. How something's made looks different to an artist. Now, that doesn't mean that people who aren't artists can't see. They can. And, I mean, as far as, from the standpoint of an artist or not an artist, even if you're not an artist, you can see, you can look around. I mean, unless you are actually blind, you can look around. And for those who are blind, I get it. The saying that you can see it, well, that's not really accurate. You can't see except for by touch. At least that's what I understand. Either way, that's neither here nor there. Getting sidetracked here. Look, my point is this. The AIs, they're cool. don't get me wrong, the computer program is pretty cool, but people are trusting it to do stuff. And I worked in a job before this AI stuff, when it was still being developed, before they really released it. They just talked about that they were building them. They had already released it. I worked in a job, and I'm not going to say where. And the truth is, they did what they did. They felt a certain way. They had their own opinion, and I don't think that they were right, but that is my feeling about it. I don't think they were right, and I know that they were doing stuff that they actually weren't supposed to do. But I'm not going to try and tell you who they were, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they were. It doesn't matter about what they did. As far as it goes, things in life happen for a reason, and I'm going to leave it right there. As far as for that part, I'm going to leave it right there. So I'm not telling you who I worked for or anything else. I'm just going to put it to you like this. The one section I worked for, the one place I worked, they trusted a computer program. I'm not very old. I'm actually 27 years old. I'm not very old. Everybody I worked with was, except for one, and he didn't stay for very long once I got there. He just wasn't there for very long when I got there. Everybody else was older than me. And the boss I had trusted a computer program that was created so significantly that he literally demeaned his own self about it. Okay? I'm not going to say what he said, because it doesn't matter. But I'm going with this point. People are trusting this technology so much. And I know everybody, it hadn't been that long since the Hurricane Helene hit through, like, the East Coast area. I'm going to tell you, technology is a useful tool. This is how I look at technology. It's a tool. It's great. It's awesome. It's so useful. But when you start letting the tool dictate what you do, then you've lost something along the way. You've lost what should be along the way. People are making these tools, these AI stuff, they're tools, and all these programs, they're just that, they're tools, into something they're not supposed to be. They're making them, there is no other term, they're making them idols. Okay? I am a Christian. I make mistakes. I'm just flat out telling you right here and now. I make mistakes. Okay? Don't think, when you hear someone say, oh, they're a Christian, don't think for even one instance that they don't make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Every human being on earth makes mistakes. There isn't one who is free from that. The only, because we're not sinless. The Bible says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Okay? All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. The Bible says that. I'm sorry that I can't remember the exact verse and chapter right this second, but it is in the Bible. It's in the King James Version, and because that's what the Bible I read. It is there. That is what it says. And when it says all, it doesn't say, it doesn't say just a person here or a person there. It says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. The only one who was sinless was Jesus. Okay? He was the only one sinless, and that's because he was the Son of God. Plain and simple. Enoch, I believe is how you pronounce the name. He was the only other one that was close, and Elijah. Both of them were taken to heaven. They didn't die on earth. They were taken to heaven. So they didn't die. The Bible says that as well. Okay? At least, it is Elijah. And if I'm wrong about it, the whole point is that I do read the Bible, but we have our memories can flaw even if we've read it recently, we can turn around and mix it a little bit up. The point is if you want to know what I'm talking about, you need to get the Bible and you need to open it up and you need to look and read for yourself. You really do. You don't need to turn and just trust what I'm saying. I mean, I'm trying to tell the truth the best that I can. With the Lord's help, I will. But you need to read the Bible. You need to get the Bible and read and not just turn and go by what people tell you. Because I think that's where you get some of the stigmatism that, or I say stigmatism, that's probably the wrong word, is where you get this idea that, Christians are perfect. We're not perfect. Okay? We're not perfect. We all make mistakes. You're looking for perfection. You're looking at the wrong thing. If you're looking for perfection, look to God. Now I'm serious. Look to God. Don't look to men. No men are perfect. And this comes down to the same thing for these programs and these tools. Men made them. God gave the idea on how to do it, but men made them. And so therefore, we make mistakes. So some of these things don't work like they're supposed to anyway. But don't turn these tools that are helpful things just to help us with things that we need help with. Don't turn them into an idol. They cannot save you. And they will not save you. They cannot do but what they've been programmed to do. Okay? They cannot. It's just how it works. So, either way, give me a second and I'll be right back and I will finish this video up. Okay. So, either way, I had to pause it for a second. There's something I had to do. So I gotta remember exactly where I was. Look. But either way, the point is that I'm making is that don't make these tools into something that they're not, okay? Like I said, they're cool as far as the technology and the idea of what they can help us with. It's neat. But the more I see people leaning into them, the less that they actually are doing. There's companies that are they're not getting anywhere. They're not going anywhere because they're walking away from people doing stuff to computers doing stuff, and the computers can't do it. I'm sorry. I know that everybody wants to hear that, oh, the AI is so perfect and, hey, it's going to work forever. And I'm sure I don't know what you want to hear about it. I really don't. But whatever it is you're expecting, if you're thinking that it's going to be a awesome thing, it's going to replace human beings, look, people might try to replace human beings with it. Companies will do their best to probably replace human beings with it because, it'll save them money. It's not going to turn around and do what everybody wants it to do. It's not going to do what everybody thinks it'll do. Anything can cause these computers and machines to crash. And I'm seriously telling you, people are turning it into something it's not. They've been turning a lot of things into things that they're not. I mean, I'm just giving this as an example. This isn't the only thing that I have watched or seen, and I've been seeing people turn things that are okay to have as far as for entertainment purposes or whatever that aren't wrong, turn them into something that they're not, that they never were, and they're never supposed to be and they're never supposed to be. They've turned them into an idol to worship. Look, you can learn from a lot. You can learn stuff, so on and so forth. That's fine, dandy. But don't turn things into idols. Those things can't save you. God can. Jesus already did. All you have to do is accept him into your heart. I mean, it's not a complicated thing. People think that being a Christian is complicated. Look, you go through life learning what's right and what's wrong according to God's law, and it takes time to learn that. That's not something you learn overnight. And in fact, no matter what, you're not going to always do what you're supposed to do. That's why you ask God for forgiveness. But you don't go, but the whole point of it is you're not supposed to go out and purposely go do it if you know it's wrong, you're not supposed to go do it. Okay? But, it comes down to this also. I'm telling you how I feel about it. I'm telling you the truth. And it is my opinion because of how they base opinion. So let me explain it to you this way. What I believe is fact for me. When it comes down to how I feel about this and about the Lord and all, it's fact to me. How people classify it, how dictionaries classify it, how all this classifies it is they classify it as an opinion. Okay, they do. And there's nothing I can do about it and nothing I'm going to do about that. That is the prerequisite of everybody to decide that. It is your life. I'm telling you don't do this, but the truth is I'm telling you that it's wrong to do it. I'm not going to I honestly cannot force you to not to turn it into an idol. I can't force you to turn around and understand that these machines are just tools that are handy to use and fun to use if done correctly, used correctly, but they're nothing else. It is fact, it is truth, but I can't make that decision for you. You have to decide for your own self. And I know everybody's turned around and been listening prior to this like, oh, he's trying to force it. I'm sorry if that's the way it comes off. Truth is that this is where passion comes in. Okay? This is where the passionate part comes in. They use the word passionate to turn and describe, how much emotion you put into something. They use it for a lot of other things, and they use it for terms, but the word itself really goes for the amount, is an emotion. It's how much emotion you put into something of a love, a care about something, what you believe. As far as it goes, I'm very passionate about wanting to serve the Lord and do His will, and honestly to show my gifts that He's given me. My art, my designing, my understanding for how to do these things, it's not... Yes, I watch videos. Yes, I look at it. My understanding of it didn't come from the videos. There's a lot of videos that honestly I've watched that if I went by and turned around and, oh, did I understand what they said? You couldn't understand some of what these people said, even if you had a what do you call it, a doctorate in technology. And that's the truth. My understanding, all these things come from God, and I'm thankful to Him for what I have. People are not going to like that, and they're not going to... And honestly, this video, I'm sure, is going to be very controversial. And I'm sorry that people want to turn around and be grumpy about it. I'm allowed to have my opinion. Okay? I'm allowed to have my belief. It's not just related down to a certain group of people who are allowed to have it. Okay? And I know that the same principle goes. For me, this is fact. But for other people, it's going to feel the same way. Okay? And I'm not talking about it. As a Christian, I know that this is the truth. But there's going to be other people out there who are going to believe the same way about what they believe. The real fact is, the real proven fact is going to be is that in the end, we're all going to find out. We're going to all find out whose facts were right and whose weren't. There's no way around it. In the end, we're all going to find it out. But it's your choice. It's your life. You got to live your life the way you feel like you should live it. It's between you and God. It's not between me, you, and God. I've been taught that all my life. Every decision you make is yours. If you choose to serve the Lord, then you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to live with your mistakes. You're going to have to. And you're going to have to ask God for forgiveness. You're going to have to ask Him for help so that you don't continue to make the same mistakes. It's just how life is. Like I said, this video I'm sure is going to be controversial. And honestly, I'm not sorry about it being controversial. When I say I'm sorry, I'm not sorry about it being controversial for people. I've watched too many times people bad mouthing, honestly, Christians, Jews. I don't turn around and want to argue with anybody else who has these different beliefs. It's your life. I can't make the decision for you. It doesn't matter if I know it's wrong. It doesn't matter if I know that it's wrong. It doesn't matter. Like I said, in classification to people, this is my opinion, and it is true. When it comes down to it, classification is my opinion, but for me, it's not. For me, it's a fact. Just stop turning around and turning like these AI stuff into something they're not. Okay? Please? It's the best I can give you. There's just a please there. But it is your life. And yes, I did go kind of down on a rabbit hole. But I've been watching so many people doing so many different things. And basically it's just like they're changing things for the way they want it to be, and we can't do that. Some things can be however, but there's some things in life that just can't be changed. And I might talk more on another video about that later, but like I said, mostly I was wanting to deal with the AI stuff, and I'm still turning around, and I'm not ashamed or afraid to say that I am a Christian. That doesn't mean that, as Christians, we have fear. People hunt us down. They do in other countries. There are people who hate us so badly that they will kill us without even batting an eyelash. And I know that there's other places where it happens to other people. So I don't have the none of us have the lone thing over here. But I'm just flat out telling you, the Bible, if you read the Bible and then you read the Ten Commandments, which the commandments still are there, they still matter and they still mean something. The Bible specifically tells you don't make a statue and bow down to it. Don't worship other gods before God. There is only one God. Okay? And my problem is that these AI things, they're cool tools, they would be usable, but people are turning them into idols. They're trying to make them something that they're not. They can't do but what they're programmed to do. Okay? They can't make a decision on their own, because decision making isn't just a mental thing. It's not just from the brain. I know that people want to expect it to be. But the saying of, heart, what is it? Heart, mind, and body, and soul, however you want to put it. We're not just a brain. We have a soul. God gave us that soul. Every person has one. That right there is part of the decision-making process that you cannot build and you cannot program. You can program a fairly decent facsimile maybe, but you can't program an actual soul. So either way, like I said, the AIs are cool. I'm going to come down from the soapbox that I've been on. I'm going to turn and tell you, AIs, they're pretty cool. What they could do would be really awesome. But they're just a tool. They make mistakes, and they can only use really what people have already given a design for, an idea for, and exists somewhere already. The little minor changes they make can't be done. And there's a couple of things like that one video I saw where they were building. Honestly, I think that there was a couple of those things that could be built, even though the guy said that it couldn't be. I think it could be. With today's technology, I think that there's a few of those items that he said couldn't have been built, that maybe not in the exact way that they showed, the way that the computer showed it. No, it may not be able to build the exact way that it showed it, but I do believe that you could build it. But that's my own opinion there too. Either way, I wanted to talk to everybody about the AI part, because this is just in my opinion, it just went too far. They're starting to trust it, and I've seen what that actually does. It messes up a lot of things when you try to trust something that just can't do but what it's programmed to do, or what it was designed to do in the first place. And what it's designed to do is limited by the imagination of man and what they can do, and what a man can do, and what human beings can design. So I'm going to leave this video with this. I honestly thank the Lord for what gifts He's given me, and I thank Him for the technology that we do have. I pray that the Lord help me to use it, and help people to use it who are serving Him, to use it the right way, the way that He intended for us to. I pray this video helps people. And I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to fuss. I'm not trying to get in a long, drawn-out conversation with people about this. This is an opinion. As far as one part goes, this is my opinion. I don't expect you to change mine. I don't expect you to change my mind. I don't want you to change my mind. And I'm not really particularly trying to change your mind. I'm trying to give you information the best that I can. Your life, your decision, you live it the way you want to live it, okay? Just understand this. The overall what I'm saying about that part is that every decision we make comes with consequences. It doesn't matter what decision it is in our life. It comes with a consequence. Not all consequences are bad, but not all consequences are good either. So either way, I hope this video helps somebody. I know it's controversial. Some of the stuff I said is going to probably be more of an argumentative spot. Look, this is an opinion channel. Please don't turn around and post anything on there. I don't need you to turn around and try to change my mind, and I don't want you to be having an argument in the comment section with people about what I've said on this. Discussion, fine. Argument, no. Okay? It's classified as an opinion because of how life is. It is classified as an opinion. But for me, it is fact. And I believe for those who try to serve the Lord, there's going to be a little bit more fact as well. There's going to be some fact in it. But I don't expect them to agree with everything I've said either. Nobody agrees with every single opinion that someone has. I'm just saying that there's a danger in making these AIs and all these computer programs and computers and all this into idols. There's a danger where people are trying to make them something that they're not. Either way, later on I'll talk more about AIs, and maybe I'll even test one out, because yes, my opinion is people are trying to turn them into an idol. They're not. They're a tool. I do believe that. They're a tool. They're something to be used in the right way. If I figure that there's a way that can be used in the right way, and I'll be praying a lot the Lord would help me to figure out if there's the right way to use it before I use it. If so, then yeah, I'll probably do a video on one and where I'm using it. Because it is a tool. Just like a hammer is when you're woodworking and you're nailing in something, or a screwdriver. Those are tools. It's people who turn around and make things to be something that they're not. The thing that you have it never starts out that way. It literally is whatever people make it. People can make it into something it's not. But it's not that. Before a person makes it into something it's not, it is whatever it was originally, and which is just an inanimate object. Either way, I hope y'all have a good day. I hope this video was at least interesting to listen to. I'm sure that people are going to be complaining about it. And I'm not apologizing for what I've said in this video. Okay? This is my belief. It's my opinion for everybody else. It's my belief for me. Like I said, I do pray the Lord will help it to be the way it's supposed to be on the YouTube. Either way, I hope you have a great day.